Hello, I'm Marina Karlova and I am the evil Russian leathercraft pattern designer. I had been banned on Instagram and also twice on Etsy. I have multiple design awards, both for leatherwork and for my graphic design, and my business was smashed twice within last year. I lived in 5 different countries and started doing leatherwork living on a sailboat. And this is my favorite job of everything I ever did in my life. When I was living on the boat, I was just working on the floor of that boat, which was not very comfortable, so probably this is my habit of working on the floor. It doesn't matter if I live in a big house. I had been graphic designer since 1998, but I always wanted to do something real, something you can touch, smell, use in everyday life. As I couldn't find anything I liked when I was looking for a leather bag, I had no other choice but start designing my own. I was born in Siberia and I always wanted to get out of Russia. In 2008, I moved to Ecuador and I ended up living 12 years in Latin America, 7 of them in Guatemala and 15 hours in Belizean jail. How did I make the money to buy the boat? I was making vector graphics on Shutterstock, but after 5 or 6 years that ship has sailed, and I had to find a new niche for making a living. I've tried making stock videos, stock music, and even designed a few typefaces. Also, when I was on the boat in Guatemala, I bought Bonnie. Bonnie is a Chihuahua. She was born in Mexico. She is the reason I started sewing, because she needed a lot of stuff. Dogs are such high maintenance. She needed a harness, a carrier, lots of clothes. She didn't need clothes in Guatemalan climate, but I didn't have enough dolls when I was little. So I got carried away with all that sewing stuff. I just started making bags out of fabric, then I switched to leather and somebody told me I should start selling patterns. I didn't know it was a business actually. When I was making my stuff, I never used a single pattern myself, so I didn't know how. How do you use a pattern, how do you make it, but what the pattern is actually like. I opened Etsy store with the patterns and it was quite a success until I moved to Russia in 2021, and many people told me it was a bad idea. After a year, all my stores were suspended because of sanctions. In October of 2022, Bonnie and I moved to Tbilisi, Georgia, which was a beautiful decision because Georgia is very cool and we love it here. Also, my workshop moved here. My workshop is probably the most expensive one, considering that most of my tools are pretty shitty and quite cheap. But it cost me about $3,000 to move it from Guatemala to Russia and from Russia to Georgia. In the beginning of this year, my sister, who lives in Canada, offered me to open us a new Etsy shop as partners, and it was banned in March. Also, I had my Instagram banned around that time too. Somebody obviously hates Karlova bags over there very much. After that, I was kind of thinking what I'm going to do next, and I made pattern design course, which is available on my website. I'll leave the link in the description if you're interested. I always thought that I'm not quite a teacher, but according to the feedback, it's a great course and very comprehensive. I made quite a few bags and I sold most of them. After I started making patterns, I stopped selling the bags because I don't understand how to price the design part. For example, if you have 2 bags with the same cost of labor and materials, but one is well designed and another one isn't, Should they be priced equally? I don't think so, but how do you decide what's the difference? And how much does the design cost? I don't know the answer, so I keep all my prototypes to myself. I carry them every day and I love them dearly. I would hate to part with them anyway, so it's fine with me. First, when I started making bags, I never used any patterns at all. I was just drawing on leather directly, and I didn't know why would you need a pattern. All my so-called patterns look like just some numbers on a piece of paper, so I don't forget what size it was and what size the pocket is and all that stuff. So for me, making patterns was like something, how does the pattern even look like? At the moment of recording, I only have my Shopify store, which is KarlovaDesign.com, and I have over 80 patterns over there. I have big plans for this channel. I'm going to make videos for my old patterns, and obviously I'm going to create something new. I'm also going to be uploading tips and tricks and other interesting stuff to this channel. I also want to express my gratitude to my Facebook group, which is the most wonderful community of very supportive people. You guys rock! Thank you for watching, stay tuned, and I see you in the next one.